Hi, Albatross Gaming. Thank you so much for your payment. Is there a question you would like to ask for us today? If so, you already know the drill. Ask your question. Ask away. Hi, Priestess. Hi, Priestess. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm about to do a tarot reading for Albatross Gaming. I will be with you in just a sec. If you want a personal reading with me, they are $5 today. You can pay through Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. You will see all the instructions and all the links that you need down below on the description, okay? Thank you for coming. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have for Albatross Gaming. He said, will Emma, Sagittarius, meet up with me, Taylor, Cancer, next week? All righty, so we are going to be using the Tarot 3D by Los Scarabeo and David Corsi. So let's go ahead and see what the cards want to say for you. I'm sorry, this is actually by Ellen Dugan. Ellen Dugan, okay? So this is the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. All right, so let's see. Will Emma, her name should have been Ammo. That would have been so cool. Ammo. You know, Ammo. All right, so will Emma, Sagittarius, meet up with me, Taylor, Cancer, next week? Love it. Let's go ahead and see what we have to, let's see what the cards have to say for you. Will Emma, Sagittarius, meet up with me, Taylor, Cancer, next week? Will Emma, Sagittarius, meet up with me, Taylor, Cancer, next week? See what the cards have to say for you. Well, the cards are saying yes. Yes, you will. But the thing is that I feel like you will get out. The challenge here is the Page of Cups in reverse. That's so interesting because you're a Cancer. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this announcement right now so that you and I can talk. Okay. So, in the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. The Empress talks to me about how we are dealing with a very strong woman. You might even be dealing with an old soul. So this could be someone who pretty much acts older than her age, and probably even bonds better with people older than her than really bonding with people her age. She probably is a bit of an old soul. She probably is someone who probably just blends better with people who are older. That's kind of what I'm seeing. She's a bit of an old soul. She's a bit very, very mature, very wise for her age. It's not necessarily saying that she's a spiritual psychic or anything like that, or if she's intuitive herself. It's just saying you're dealing with a bit of an old soul, someone who just gets along better with just people who are older. And from what I'm seeing here in the cards, we start off with Seven of Pentacles. So we put effort. This is what the Seven of Pentacles is about. It's about this man who, after he harvested his crop, let's see what you just said. You just replied. Strong and independent, she stands apart from the mainstream that says that women have to shave their armpits. So she's a very strong person. So this is just a very strong person, very, very strong person. So this is what I'm seeing. It's just someone who's very independent, someone who, if someone who doesn't feel like she needs to conform to social norms, I see. And I'm guessing that's something that you found really attractive about her, that, she doesn't conform to social norms and, beauty standards and stuff like that. She thinks she's beautiful on her own, and I'm sure that's just amazing about her. I think that's what made her all the more attractive to you. But when we see the Seven of Pentacles, this talks about how you just harvested your crop. You put all of your efforts out there, right? And today was that day where you wanted to see the result, the end result of working so hard on your field. We're talking in metaphorical sense, right? In a metaphorical sense. This person is looking at his harvest that he worked so hard to cultivate, but does he look happy with the end result? He doesn't. He looks disappointed with the end result. He expected more. It seems like you expected more. Something happened where you expected more. You put all your efforts out there, and there came a time, whether it was today or recently, where it was time to review or see the ending result of this hard work, and we didn't get what we wanted, or at least not to the degree that we wanted. Sometimes that's what that card can mean. And your challenge here is the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the Page of Cups upright. So sorry that my cards are being washed off, but the Page of Cups talks about a water sign, a Cancer like yourself, Scorpio, Pisces. Most of the time it talks about a Pisces, but it just represents a water sign. So when it's upright, it's the card of the dreamer, the fantasier, the person who fantasizes and who lives in a dream, who lives in a bubble in a dream. And the challenge with it being in reverse is basically talking about getting out of this illusion. So this could be talking about that. Maybe that's the hard part here. We're talking about a woman who's very, very strong. someone who's very independent and very wise. And now you are in a place where you recently there had just came a time where you harvested your crop and you saw the ending result and you weren't happy about it. This is the present moment. And now your challenge is getting out of this illusion. So we're still very hopeful. The cards are still telling me we're still very hopeful, blindly hopeful, because that's what the Page of Cups is here. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. It really just depends on the cards and what kind of person you're dealing with and all of that. But being in the position of your challenge, that we need to get out, we need to get out of this illusion, this dream. And that being our challenge, especially after being disappointed with the ending result of something. The reason why this is all happening, we have the Ten of Cups. And I feel like this is more like a goal of yours. And I think you want the ultimate. I think you want a partner. This is the archetype. This is the epitome of the happily ever after, the Ten of Cups. So I feel like this is a belief. So this is like saying that this is something you want. This is the reason why you're here, because you're looking for the one. You're looking for your happily ever after, and you want a family. But it seems like there hasn't been any movement in your love life. Even from the recent past concerning this person, not your love life all in general, but considering your relationship with you and this person in particular, it seems like with this card, it's saying like, but there hasn't really been any movement either since the very beginning or up until recently. There hasn't really been much movement or much going on between the two of you anyway. So what's known to be true, Ten of Swords talks about a devastating end to a situation. 10 representing the ending of a phase or the ending of a chapter, and then 10 of Swords, this is basically where we get the quote, being stabbed in the back, being backstabbed. Yes, a lot of famous quotes come from the tarot, and being stabbed in the back actually comes from the tarot. So this is basically the card of the literal being stabbed in the back. So there might be some form of betrayal, or for some reason, just being rejected feels like betrayal, feels like you're being betrayed. So maybe that for you in itself, like being let down or being disappointed in this situation feels like betrayal, right? Or they can literally go out of their way and step out on you, right? But ending this reading with Temperance, this is wonderful. This is telling me that this could be a peek to your path, to your spiritual journey. There might be a dive, an interest in your path. And with this is telling me here, along with seeking your spiritual path, you might also work on your spirituality. You might become a little spiritual yourself. You might become a new ager like the rest of us. All right. So what do you think, Taylor? You got a little quiet on me. What's up? What's going on? Thoughts, questions, concerns? Did you want me to answer anything else for you? Okay, you're thinking. All right. Well, tell me, what are you thinking about? What's crossing your mind? What do you think about the reading? Before we go to your next question. I do want a family. Of course. A lot of people do. A lot of people here who come and do a reading, they want the ultimate, you know, in all areas of their life, most especially in love. I might become spiritual for the sake of this woman, Amma. Do you think she's a new ager? Remember, when you seek your spiritual journey, it won't be genuine if you're doing it for someone else. Your spiritual journey is your own, okay? You don't just become a Mormon because, you know, your girlfriend's Mormon and you think she would like you more for it. You don't do that, okay? Nobody does that. And I know a lot of people think this way. It just doesn't work this way. It won't make you more attractive to the other people. It needs to be your own decision, okay? We'll see how it goes down with Emma. I'm ready to open my mind. She definitely is a new ager. Okay. Look, more power to you if you want to do it. As a matter of fact, I don't think you'll regret it anyway, because hey, I'm a new ager and I think it's the best path in the world. But I do want this to be also a genuine interest of yours. But I think once you dive into it and you do better, or you start to understand it a little bit more, I think you will eventually find a personal interest, I think, for sure. Okay, so I will answer your next question if you want to ask your next question. Hi, De Luna Studios. Hi. If you are interested in a personal reading, you are more than welcome to send your donation my way. I have my PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App information on the description down below. Hi, High Priestess. I'm going to be answering one more question for Albatross, and then I will be with you shortly. She very may well be turning into your streams too. It's okay. Make it known. She's going to know one way or another, right? This is Araceli. Hi, Araceli. Thank you so much for coming in. I did see your payment earlier, but I think you left, which is okay. You can totally ask on this one, on this live stream for sure, if you're ready. If not, I mean, I am going to do one more tonight, but that's going to be maybe midnight or whatever. I don't know if you're still going to be up, but you can ask today if you want. High Priestess, I hope you don't mind. Actually, Araceli paid for the reading when I was doing my earlier live stream, so I'll do her reading because she left, and then I'll do your reading, High Priestess. So sorry. Did Eve Sagittarius ever get a tarot reading about finding a man before she met me? And did it entail anything about twin flames? Well, those are two different questions, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and ask if she had ever done a tarot reading where they had told her that there was going to be a man coming up, specifically about you. All right, let's see what the cards have to say for you. Let's see if Eve Sagittarius ever got a tarot reading where they predicted you coming into her life before you had met her, okay? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Interesting. Cards gave me a yes. Oh. They gave me a yes, and as a matter of fact, I do think you guys do have a soul contract of some kind. Now, before we move forward, I want to give you a fair warning. That doesn't mean you guys are twin flames. Okay, there are 12 different type of soul contracts, 12 different kinds, 12. Okay, that doesn't mean that because I said you guys have a soul contract that you guys are twin flames. Okay, let's keep that in mind. I'm mentioning that because they already described you as a page of cups, meaning you are a dreamer, and I want to make sure you don't get carried away in that beautiful little mind that you have going on. Okay, I know you like those rose-colored glasses, but I'm trying to make sure you're in Earth. You're on Earth. Okay, I'm trying to make sure you're on Earth. Okay, so cards are telling me yes, we are dealing with formality. We are dealing with wanting a formal commitment. So this is all about formal commitments and formality. So either you could have wanted marriage, or this person is looking for marriage, kind of looking for marriage material. And also with the Emperor, I kind of get the feeling that either there is this pressure for you to become the Emperor, or maybe this person, that's what she's looking for, the archetype, this archetype kind of a man, someone who's more like a old-fashioned father, husband, authoritarian figure, kind of. And as a matter of fact, I think she is intrigued over the fact that you do chase her a little bit. So you kind of do make her feel a little special, which is not very common to see with the Sagittariuses, because Sagittarius only is flattered when they're interested in you. So they're not like a Leo where like wherever, you know, you could be someone that they're not interested in, but if you give them like attention, they're not like a Leo where they'll be like, oh, attention is any attention, you know. Sagittarius only wants attention from that particular person that they are interested in, and if they don't get it, then it's a horrible feeling for them. And getting attention from people they're not interested in, it doesn't do anything to them. As a matter of fact, they find it disgusting. They're just like, ew, who are you? Like, get away from me, you know? So they're definitely not like Leo. So, and the reason why I'm comparing the two is because they're both fire signs, Leo and Sagittarius. So I do see that she's quite flattered. I do think there is some sort of interest in her. As a matter of fact, I do think she is interested. And as a matter of fact, I do think that there will be a reunion. She could have had another reading too, or she will have another reading where it might predict an ex coming back or something like that too. So, and it will be you. I don't know if she has made that connection already, that the person she saw was you, but there is a past life connection. So you could have met her in a previous life as well, and that's why you feel very strongly about her. I do see that you feel very strongly about her, and a lot of people feel that way, and they confuse that familiarity with twin flames because you knew this person in a past life. It's not necessarily because you guys are twin flames. Okay, so but the cards are telling me here, yes, it did talk to her about meeting a guy, and they were specifically talking about you in this reading. And also these cards are telling me there will be a reunion, and she might even get a reading prior to your reunion, and it will tell her there will be a reunion with someone. And I'm not sure if she has made that connection that it's you, but she has gotten readings, so she could be someone that gets readings. Not with me. And you should probably tell her to come get readings with me. Hello. And I do think they were talking about you, and they're going to talk about you again, and there will be a reunion. I do think you guys will probably see each other again. For sure. For sure. Questions, thoughts, concerns. What do you think, Albatross? She's born again Christian now. She believes tarot is of the devil. She might reform. Who knows? Or this could be a thing where, then again, I see Christians get readings all the time. All the time. Like, I don't want to mention who, but a relative of mine. She claims she's a hardcore Catholic. You know, she's always going to non-denominational Christian churches every Sunday. But yeah, she never fails to ask me for tarot readings, that's for sure. You know, so but, you know, yes, and people who were once New Agers and they leave, they end up coming back, you know, because it's such a non-judgmental place, and it really encourages you to really connect with the universe in your own way and finding your own path and kind of doing a mix and match of all these, you know, New Age beliefs, and you customize your own little thing. And that's what I love. You know, and what's cooler than talking to psychics and, you know, and tarot readers? I don't think there's anything cooler than that. You know, we are pretty insightful, and sometimes the insight is pretty resourceful, I think. But if you say she's born again Christian now, and then you did mention she lives in the Bible Belt, and she'll come back through. She'll come back through because, you know, if they were in the path before, they're going to probably come back in the path again. You know, and sometimes people do it for attention, you know, like Doreen Virtue, you know, the lady who created so many tarot decks and so many oracle cards, and now she's born again Christian, and now she's like against everything, and she sold her tarot oracle company to somebody else because this whole entire time she was working for the devil. I was like, oh please. She probably, I don't know what happened, but yeah, goodness gracious, no. All right then, Albatross, thank you so much. Araceli, are we here? Can you send your question here on the comments, please? Oh, that was quick. Alrighty. My dad passed away last week. I am so sorry. My condolences. I think I saw that on your story. I wasn't so sure if it was your dad or a relative. But my condolences. My dad passed away last week. My life pretty much revolved around him. I feel lost. My question is for direction in general. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use the Tarot 3D by Ellen Dugan and David Corsi. Alrighty. Let's see what the cards want to say for you. I hope you're doing, other than this, which I'm pretty sure this is occupying like 200% of your time and your energy and your thoughts. But I mean, other than that, I hope things are okay. Which I'm pretty sure there is no other thing. I know how it is to lose a parent, and that is like that at that moment in time, that is your everything. You know, your focus, your time, your energy, your thoughts. Just the idea that this person just passed. It's like a fog. You know, I totally get it. The feeling that I get is that it almost just feels like there is a loss of dismotivation. I think that's why this question is worded the way that it is. It just feels like you've lost motivation. You've lost your drive. In particularly with your day-to-day duties, could even be with your business. You know, you have a business, I know that. It just feels like there was a loss of drive, a loss of motivation. That's just what I feel like. It's kind of just like, yeah, that's just kind of, because I'm trying to pick up your energy at the same time as I'm shuffling, and that's kind of just what I get. It's just, you know, and that's why also the question was worded the way that it was, because I'm just like, oh, well, I mean, you know, like, yeah. You wake up the next morning, you brush your teeth, eat breakfast, and you go to work. I mean, that's how we move forward, right? But of course, it's still going to occupy our minds and everything. You know, that's not what I'm saying. You know, but the feeling, I guess I was trying to pick up your energy to see how I guess I can get more from the cards from it, you know? And it's like, I see what's going on now. As I'm picking up your energy, it just feels like, I don't know how to describe it, more than, you know, it just seems like a loss of motivation and the loss of drive, you know? That can also be a symptom of depression when we lose motivation or drive. But then again, you know, things like that can be, you know, circumstantial. Doesn't mean that, you know, you're born with it or anything or anything. Sometimes, you know, people get depressed because of life events and, you know, that's just a common symptom of the people who are depressed. Loss of motivation, drive, almost like a brain fog. Okay, 3 more times. Okay. All right. I wanted to do a relationship spread between the two of you, and I think he wants you to know that he will still stick around. The card that I picked up for him was Death Reversed. And I know you know tarot yourself. And I feel like the cards are saying, it's almost like this thing that I think he really wants you to know. And not just know, but really like know here, without a doubt, without an ounce, a drop of doubt, that you know he's there. And as a matter of fact, paired up with the sun, as a matter of fact, I think it would be flattering for him to know that you know and feel without a doubt that he's there. So basically, it would be complimentary to him, and it would be flattering for him. Was he like a Leo? Was he a fire sign of some kind, or just did he have like Leo moon or something? Because this is almost giving me the feeling like, you know, like he would still want your attention. He would still want that from you. He was a Leo. There you go. That's what I'm picking up. Totally. So it makes total sense. Like it's almost like I think just the recognition, knowing that he's there, not just kind of like this, like, oh, I know she's there because like we especially people who grew up with a Christian background, we're conditioned to believe, that when someone dies, they don't really die and stuff like that. But it's more like really like knowing like yeah, I know my dad's here with me. Like, yeah, I know my dad has my back. Yeah, I know. Like without an ounce of a doubt. And that's why I was saying, like, is he a Leo? Was he a Leo? Because I want to say is, because it's like he really wants you to know. He's like, yeah, in physical form, I'm not here, but death in reverse. But I'm not dead. You get what I'm trying to say? And as a matter of fact, with you not just acknowledging this, but maybe even taking it to the next level, if you know what I mean. Maybe even devoting him, putting him on your shrine, working with your ancestors, if you know what I mean. With him specifically, maybe, or making him even the only one, I think, like I said, would be very flattering to him. Are you still here, Araceli? Just want to make sure I didn't lose you. Or if it's clear what I'm trying to say. Because it is Mercury retrograde, I want to make sure that I articulate as to the best of my ability here. Oh, sorry, that's not you. Okay, so Gilda, I will be with you in just a second. If you want a tarot reading, you can go ahead and send a payment my way. If you have already, I will confirm in a second if you have, okay? All right, so what do you think, Araceli? Does this make sense to you? That's so interesting that, like I picked up the Leo-ness right away. That's just so interesting, and I was just like, wow, he has to be a Leo. Knowing that, that alone, I was like, he's got to be a Leo for sure, and that's just interesting that he's just like, but I want you to know. It's like he really wants you to know, but really believe it, really know it. Like, I don't know if something's going to happen that will indefinitely prove to you that he's really there and has your back. There might be a series of events that will happen. I mean, I can only speak from my experience, and I had a series of events. My mom was a Leo too when she passed away too. And, my mom has been dead as a kid, so I have tons of experience with having a dead mother. And I can even say for myself, my mother was not a New Ager. My mother was a straight up Catholic, even though she did believe in certain New Age things, like she was very into astrology. She did believe in reincarnation, which was very interesting. So she did believe in past lives, which was interesting. But that was something that I realized about my mom, that she always wanted to make it a point to be like, I am here. And your father, he might try to communicate with you, maybe not in the ways that I was communicated with, but like I said, I don't know if something's going to happen because that wasn't what I asked specifically, but from what I'm seeing is that what he I don't know, I just pulled cards and it almost made me feel like this is something he wanted you to know. And it's like he wants you to know that he's not dead. He's dead, but he's not dead. You get me? And so, and as a matter of fact, to add more to that fact, it's like if you made me the center of your attention, I kind of took that as like maybe working with your ancestors, put them in your shrine or something like that, or just trying to have that spiritual devoted connection with him as an ascended being, or a passed on being. I think would be flattering for him. I think as a matter of fact, helping you with your craft, I think he might even find it exciting. Might be a way to bond with you. Also, it's a way you guys can still have a relationship, even though he's not on this plane, in this dimension anymore. But I feel like this is more of a far future thing. I think right now there's going to be a time where I think he's going to let you heal. I don't think this would be an appropriate time, seeing the Hermit card. I don't think this would be an appropriate time to show himself or to do anything with you. I think he's going to allow the healing. I think he's going to let people just kind of work through all of that. And I understand too. I can see why he would do this. I think he's letting people just kind of deal with the reality of the situation right now. And seeing this card, I think he is going to do some search on his own. I think he's going to do a little traveling on the different dimension. I think he's a little curious about this new dimension that he's in. Because one thing I do hear a lot is that when these people move on, because sometimes we wonder if they feel bad, if they miss us when they're on the other plane. And I've hear a lot of topics that, as a matter of fact, like they don't think of that, it's just a really happy place. And from what I'm getting is that I'm seeing an interest of being in the other dimension, and he might do some digging. He might be just kind of seeing how this other plane is. So I see that he's very eager. I see that he likes to explore things, and then I feel like he might come back in to try to help if you have siblings, maybe help siblings. If he had siblings, maybe even just being there for people. But I feel like particularly for you though, I think he wants you to know that even though in physical form he's not here, not only would he want you to know that he still is in a different way, but he would find it very complimentary and very flattering if you included him in your craft, or you gave him, you made him feel like the center of attention. And the thing that I thought of was, because I know you're a spiritual being, I know you're on the path, was, working with your ancestors, finding a way where he can communicate with you from the other end, or from where he is, to help you with life, whether it's needing advice or needing to seek an answer for something, when it comes to life choices and stuff. You can always, connect with him in that way. And of course, he'll have your back. He will make sure you make the right choices in life. I know how Leo parents are. Okay, they always want to make sure that their kids are the best and the most successful ones. I know. When my mom was alive, she always wanted to make sure that I was the best at whatever she had me do. So I wouldn't doubt it if your father was the same way, that he wanted you to be the best of the best in whatever you did, or to excel in whatever area in your life. So I'm sure he would have your back. So maybe finding a way to right now, let's heal. Let's do the morning. And plus, he's doing his introspection right now. He's doing something else. Because when I see the Hermit is about going MIA, and also the Hermit is about seeking. So this tells me he's seeking something. He's investigating something. And from what I felt was like, he's very interested about being in this new dimension. I think he's just exploring. I think he's looking around. I think he's exploring. I'm sure he's seeing a lot of interesting things in this other dimension. And I think because he's just naturally a very curious being, and I think he's a person that likes to know things, he's going to do that. And I think he's also allowing all of y'all to heal, which I think it's a good idea. I don't think it would have been a very good idea for him to come back right now. I think that would have been very, very traumatic. It's just not good timing. It just wouldn't be good timing. I don't think it would have been. So allow yourself to heal. I know it's going to be a very sucky few months, years. I'm not going to lie about that. My mom died when I was 16. So it was a very horrible first few months, first few years, and it's just, life is not going to be the same for sure, so the Luna or Araceli, if you have another question for me, let me know in the comments. If this is all for you, please let me know and I will move on to the next person. I hope that helped you, and I'm sorry My condolences. By the way, guys, she makes wonderful jewelry. Go to her Etsy shop, De Luna. She makes amazing, amazing jewelry. She also does shows in Southern California where you can see her live. I think you're going to do Pagan Pride this year? You're going to be in Pagan Pride? Because if you are, I'm going to be at Pagan Pride too, guys. I'll make the announcements later. And I think also De Luna shall be making a jewelry for the Pagan Pride in Long Beach as well, which will be in October. Yeah, you'll do Pagan Pride. I just paid for my booth, so I always wait for the last minute. And this time I was like, I am not doing that. So, so I had already paid for my booth. As a matter of fact, High Priestess, you are next. You are next, okay? So I didn't want to rush through that reading because I didn't want to be rude to Araceli. I wanted to give her time and, I wanted to give her a thorough reading with that reading, okay? High Priestess, you are next. Gilda, you are next after High Priestess. You just sent the payment 12 minutes ago through PayPal, right? And Miss High Priestess over here, she paid for her reading about 40 minutes ago. So, alrighty. So, High Priestess, you are next. I moved back in with my mom mid-May, but it is very chaotic here and I don't have my own space. I need to move as soon as possible. Any messages on me finding my own place or relocating? I also don't have genuine support here, so I am in a really tough position, unfortunately. All right, High Priestess, can you give me your name, just your first name, not your full name, and your zodiac sign? Can you give me your zodiac sign, please? Kiara, and you are an Aquarius. Born on January 29th. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ask a time frame reading. I'm going to go ahead and see when you will most likely see a window where you will be leaving. Okay, so I'm going to see when do we see you most likely moving? Okay, so when is Kiara Aquarius going to move out from her mama's house? Can you give us a time frame, please? As a matter of fact, I do think you will be leaving this year. I do think you're going to leave. You might even leave around October. September, October time. Yeah. But as a matter of fact, it's not going to be easy. If you don't have a job right now, it will require you to have a job that is full-time or that you will be working a lot. So I think you're going to have to get a job where you're literally like hardly ever home, unless it has to do with taking a shower, meal prepping, and going to sleep. So especially with and that's the problem here, you know, you haven't found that or you just don't have that right now. You will leave, and you have the motivation. You have the motivation, but I think one thing that's weighing you down is the 5 of Cups. Let's see what you said. You said, "Hi, I'm expecting money in September, and I currently have a work from home job." Okay. That could be why I'm picking up September, October time, maybe with that lump sum of money, and in combination with the money that you're making from work, that will probably help you leaving around that time. That's probably why I'm picking that up. The problem is it doesn't pay enough. I asked for more money, but they declined. Okay. Yeah. I feel like this is more of a thing where I think right now at the moment, either, I don't know if it's because you just don't have the skill set or just regardless right now, I just don't see a higher paying job. I'm just seeing what you need to do is find a job that will give you more hours. And I don't know if it's a thing where you necessarily have to drive to a job and work there, or this is a work from home job, period. This is just saying this is going to be a job where you're going to be working a lot. I don't think this is about finding a higher paying job for you. At least not right now. I don't see that. And like I said, I don't know because we didn't ask, and I'm not pulling cards on that. I'm not saying that you don't have the skill sets. I don't see that either. I'm just saying right now, I don't see that in your future. I don't see that for you available right now. And from what I'm seeing too is that I think your best bet is to find something else that gives you more hours or requesting more hours, being full time. The feeling that I get is 50, 60 hours a week. That's the feeling that I get. 50 hours, 60 hours, like working like that. You know, shit, if you can even get over 40 hours a week, that would be good. But the feeling that I get is if you really want to pull this through and move on your own, most especially because I get the feeling you don't want to move in with roommates. I feel like you really want to move in on your own, whether that's a studio, apartment, house, whatever, renting a house. I feel like you will excel, and you need that even for yourself, your spiritual well-being and your mental health, that you need your own place. You can't roommate. That's the feeling that I feel like you want. I want to find a part-time job. That's the thing. I feel like if you really want to accomplish this, because I do see it in your challenge, you won't be getting that right now. I should be making more. I have a master's in healthcare administration with 7 years experience, and my job will not pay me more than 22. It sucks and it's unfair. Believe me, I get you. I used to work in a mental health clinic and I was getting paid $20 an hour. I know. I make more being a streamer. So And I went to school for it too. I get it. But from what the cards are telling me, I want to find a part-time job. I can find something if it's reasonably priced. See, this is the thing. You know, like, there are possibilities. But from what I'm seeing for you right now, I don't see a higher paying job, at least not in the near future, at least from here until September time. I don't see that. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't see it. I don't see it available to you. This can change later. And I'm sure you deserve more. Like I said, I didn't see if this was a thing that has to do with skill sets or not. That was irrelevant. What I'm trying to say was that I don't see it available for you right now. What I see better for you for the time being, this doesn't have to be a permanent solution, is getting a job that makes you work more hours. Does that make sense? Okay. I feel like for now, from here until September time, if you really want this to happen and if you really want this to work, I really see it happening this year for sure. And I see you leaving, and from what I'm seeing for you too, like I see that you even want your own place. Like you got those standards, girl. You want your own place. You don't want roommates, and more power to you. Hey, who wants roommates? You know, but from what I'm seeing is that right now, what I see that will help you accomplish that is getting a job that makes you work more, not a job where you work less and get paid more. I don't see that available right now, or at least during this time frame. And again, like I said, this doesn't have to be a permanent solution. And if you don't want it to be a permanent solution, it doesn't have to be. But I'm saying to accomplish that, you would need that. Okay. Will this place by myself be in my current city or in another state? I did see that you sent 2 payments. Do you want that to be your second question? You want that to be your second question? Did you want to know if yes? Okay, perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Let's see. Let's also use the Witch's Tarot for that. Let's see if it will be in your current city or in another state. What if it's in the same state, just different city? Okay, so I'm just going to ask if it's still going to be in California. If you're still going to be in California. I mean, in California, in the current state that you're in. Sorry, in the current state that you're in, High Priestess. I don't even know if you're in California. Sorry. I'm in California. I just assume everyone is in California. But I'm going to donate for one more. Also talk more about the job search and finding a new job or additional job. Okay. Okay, you're in Pennsylvania. Okay, I think I remember you. It would be tough to move over there. LOL. Sorry. No, sorry. It's because I'm in California and I just automatically assume everyone is in California. I'm sorry. I hardly ever left the state, you know. I love it so much here that I'm just like, I'm good. And even the few times that I've left the state or left the country, I always end up getting so homesick. I'm like, where is my Cali? You know, it's just like, the fuck, you know? After like a week, I'm just like homesick. I'm like, I need to go home. Okay, so. Yeah, and then trying to work with $22 an hour, I can only imagine. If I found a job near the house with relocation, that would be ideal, but the job market sucks right now. They don't want to offer anything. Actually, when it comes to higher paying jobs, California has a ton of them. That's why a lot of rich people end up moving here, because when it comes to the job market for higher paying jobs, there's so many. So I think with you having a master's and having a master's in healthcare, I think you can easily find a job here. So if I were you, I'd hop on the LinkedIn. you know, and until you find something that pays you, you know, at least something close to 6 figures, you can move over here for sure. You can even live in LA. You can even live in San Francisco, the second most expensive city in the country, San Francisco, you know. Okay, I've been applying there. I need to keep searching. Yeah, keep searching. Actually, as a matter of fact, wait until after Mercury retrograde, because if you apply now and someone tries to hire you now, it will only be a temporary position. So if I were you, just keep searching. If I were you, I would save the jobs. Save them, and then just work on your resume and just work on your resume in the background. And, you know, I would watch videos, YouTubers, and all this stuff to make sure your shit is crispy clean. And then once Mercury retrograde is over, then I will go ahead and send all those applications with your cover letter and recommendation letters and all of it. That's what I would do, you know, because in MA and healthcare, you could find that so easily here. And the job market, there's a lot of jobs here. There's always going to be jobs in California. You know, lower paying jobs, there are some, but people won't afford to really live here. That's why there are people who get roommates for the same room and shit, you know. There are people now here in California where they share a room now, and they both pay a shared rent for a room, you know. Even in college campuses, we've been seeing that for a while. Campuses. But yeah, I think you could find anything, but I would suggest that right now, because we do have Mercury in retrograde. So if I were you, and plus, like, hey, I always say when there's a delay, or when astrology is suggesting that you delay things on purpose, I always say, see that as a blessing in disguise, and that there's a reason for it. I always say that there's always a reason for it. So there's a blessing. This could be a blessing in disguise. Maybe you had a few typos in your resume, right? That's just hypothetical, right? So who knows? It could be anything. Maybe you'll come across, since it's Mercury retrograde, you'll come across someone from your past that you know it could be a great reference, you know, and you happen to see this person at the restaurant, and you're like, oh shit, you know what? That person would be a great person to get a letter of recommendation from. You go and you can talk to them, and then you would be so glad you waited. That's what Mercury in retrograde is. I had an interview recently that was paying $108,000 in Los Angeles, but I think the long distance thing turned them away. LOL. If I were you, I would have lied. Shit, I would have lied. Yeah, this is my address. And then once you get the job, then I would have like flew over here and or I would have drove here, lived in my car for a month or like 2 weeks or something, get a gym membership. I would have lied, girl. Don't be too honest, okay? Fake it till you make it. And that's a real thing. You gotta fake. Girl, you have an MA. You should know this by now. You know, well, you don't need to fake too much. I'm just saying you could have lied about where you live. Shit, girl. Especially if you have family that lives here, what I would have done, I would have put their address. You know, if you had an auntie that lives here in LA, and stuff like that. Girl, I can't keep up with my life. That's how you know you're a good person. I'm like that too. Eventually I'll forget, and then like I'll like tell on myself later, like in the future, and I'll be like, oh, that's right, I lied about that. Oh shit. Oops. I'm like that too. But yeah, that's what I would have done. You need to go to your second question. I totally forgot. I don't know anyone. LOL, cringe face. That's so funny. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, you are in Pennsylvania. So, but yeah, next time, lie. Well, good thing good thing you're having this conversation with me now, because, you know, tell them you do live in California. Okay? Shit, just tell them that. Fucking make up an address or something. And if they see that all your references are in Pennsylvania, we'll be like, well, yeah, but I've been living in California for the past 4 months, right? Or something like that. And I've been living simply off of my savings or something like that, you know, looking for a job. I would have, you know, say something like that, girl. Okay, so I also already lied about a lot of the dates on my resume. So there doesn't look like a gap. Okay. I can't remember those, girl. Okay. Well, just try to figure out a story, that you get to use every single time. So you're not always making up a different story. That is a good way to lie that I've noticed. Make sure you can keep up a good story, something you can use every single time. You don't always have to make up a new story. Everything. Okay? I need to find where that question was. All right, we were going to ask if you were going to be still in Pennsylvania, right? That was the question. That's right, yes. If this relocation, if you will still be in Pennsylvania. Let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, let's see. Once she relocates, once my client over here, Kiara Aquarius, relocates, will she be still in California? Will she be relocating in another city in California, or will it be in another state? Let's see. And girl, there's so many things to do in California, and you making that Che-K, you would be so happy. I can already imagine you being the Nine of Pentacles. Like, so, let's see. I also want to get my PhD from one of the schools in California. We'll see, you could do all of that. You could, work here and then get your PhD. You could totally do that. There are plenty of schools, I'm sure you could, that you can major in healthcare and get your PhD and extend, further your career in that. Totally. But I do think you're going to end up staying in, I feel like when you move in September, you will still be in Pennsylvania. So again, this doesn't have to be forever. This doesn't mean you'll never leave the state. But as far as like we're looking at that time frame, as far as like during September time or whenever we see you moving, I still feel like you will still be in Pennsylvania. Okay. So yes, I do think you're still going to be in Pennsylvania. Does that make sense for you, Kiara? Okay, I hope this will be on my own. Like I said, like right now, I do see that that's like a goal of yours, and I think you could even accomplish even having a place of your own. Remember, I said that. But I feel like right now, the way that I see you accomplishing that is by finding a job with more hours. They're specifically want you to get a job with more hours, not two part-time jobs. So I don't know exactly why. I didn't see exactly why, but the cards kind of made it a point to be like, no, it has to be a job with full-time. They didn't elaborate why. I honestly would say at my job, it's just the money is terrible. I honestly would stay at my job. It's just the money is horrible. I feel insecure and I'm searching for a place, but God will make a way. Of course it will. Right. Alrighty. So, High Priestess, do you have any other questions for me? Yes, it was one more I donated for. Oh, yeah. That's right. You did say that. That's right. Okay. So what was your next question? What did you want to ask? What is coming up for your current job situation and the job search? Okay, well, we need to ask about one of them, unless you want to pay for an additional question. But because asking for the current job and then asking for the job search, what's the updates on that? That's two totally different paths I'm looking on. So which one do you want to ask for? You want to see how things are going with your current job situation, or do you want to see more about your job search? You tell me. Let me change my question. Okay, sure. You know, High Priestess, if you would have moved to California, I would have totally said, like, hey, I do psychic fairs in person. So I would have totally invited you. Actually have this event actually in Long Beach in August. This one right here. I was supposed to have this on most of the day. That's what I was actually trying to do. Then I kind of forgot about it. Too bad you're in Pennsylvania. Oh, cool. I remember I was looking to move in Long Beach when I got accepted to Cal State Long Beach, you mean? Yeah, years ago, but I didn't have the resources to relocate at the time. LOL. You know, you seem like someone who is very, very academic, you know, and I really hate to see people who have the smarts, but they don't got the money, you know, to get the education that they want and with the school that they want. And it makes me really sad. It really makes me really sad because it makes me feel like you are a very academic person and you really are dedicated to your path. And it just feels like, you know, the money just ain't coming. You didn't have it before, not having it now. It seems like money is just a big problem for you. Will I land a new job in my field? I work remote currently, but I'm open and flexible. Okay, so let's see if this, will there be a job? You know what? What I'm going to ask for you. Do I see a job for you in Pennsylvania that will pay you 6 figures? And if so, when? When do we see this happening? A time frame. Is that okay with you? So I'm going to see if there is a job available for you in the future that in Pennsylvania that will pay you six figures, at least $100,000 a year. They not paying six figures. Okay, they're not paying any six figures here. I mean, over there. Okay. Like, you know that for a fact. Because that's easy to find here. And like I said, I've never really lived anywhere else but here. So like I said, I feel like this is my entire world. So enlighten me, believe me. Believe me, I live in a little box. $60,000. Okay, so you make $60,000 a year, and it's a struggle. Yeah, I can only imagine. And then you live back with mom, and I'm sure that just like messes with your self-esteem and just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good knowing that you have all of this, all of these credentials, and all of these this education, and it's like, damn, I'm living with mom. Don't worry, I have a friend that makes six figures here in California, married with 3 kids, still living with mom. But it's his problem. He has a lot of credit card debt. That was his fault. Getting married with a lot of credit card debt. Right now, I shouldn't be making less than $70,000 to be fair. I make $47,000. Okay, but you're saying the average over there is $60,000. But you, with your credentials, you should be making $70,000 because not only do you have an MA, you have about 6 to 7 years of experience. I see what you mean now. I see what you mean. But you're not making that. You're making $22 an hour. Believe me, girl, I used to work in ABA, and I used to make 20, like 21 something, you know. And that wasn't fun. And it was remote. I think that's the only thing that kind of made it okay because I was still streaming, you know, and I was like, okay, well, I'm streaming, you know, whatever. So, but then I got over it because it was just like, whatever. I would rather stream more for y'all, be here for y'all, you know. I was like, whatever. And they also wanted me to start working in person. They actually promoted me, but I hated it. I did take the promotion and I hated it. So then how are we going to word this question? So if there's nothing like that this year, and I'm certain that you want to make 6 figures, right? Or are you okay with 5 figures? Is that what you're telling me? Are you okay with 5 figures, or do you want to make 6 figures? Yeah, because my job is remote. My job remote is the only reason I stayed so long. I've been here for 8 months. Yeah, right? I feel like those jobs that are part-time, like I feel like a lot of the people who just stick around for so long is really because of the convenience of being at home. It's just like, well, you know, how can I not do it? I mean, I totally can do it, you know? So, you know, so I know how you feel like when I was doing ABA work. I was just like, well, whatever, you know, I'm already home anyway, you know. 5 is okay because it's just me. 6 is always better, but I know I can't get that here. Okay, so let's ask. Okay, so how much do you want to? So then we'll ask for the 70,000, the 70,000. I'm going to ask about that since you're saying that's like the average of what someone with your education and skill set on average should be making on your state. I'm going to take your word for it. So I'm going to see if you will find a job in the future that pays you at least 70,000. So it's going to be 70,000 or more. And if so, what time frame? Is that a better question? So will you find a job in Pennsylvania in the future that would pay you $70,000 or more? Is that a good question we can ask for you? Okay. Let's see. Let's see how long this will take as well. Can you guys hear the AC? I wonder. So I put on my lavalier. It's supposed to cancel a lot of the background noise, but I want to know. Can you guys hear the air conditioner? Be honest. I need to know these things. I'm trying to make my audio, my quality here better and better. I want to know, guys. Can you guys hear the air conditioner? Do I need to get a better microphone that cancels out background noise better? Let me know. All right, one more. All right, let's see what the cards have to say for you. All right, so we have right here the Emperor, and the cards that we have are Six of Swords, Six of Pentacles in reverse, Seven of Swords reverse, Justice, Four of Pentacles, and Two of Pentacles. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I would say yes, you will, but I see it in 4 years. So 4 more years, I see you making $70,000 or more. I see you seeing it about 4 years time. It probably won't be any less than 4 years. So it will be like 4 years. Could be like 4 years and 2 months, 4 years and 7 months, somewhere around 4 years. Okay. And sometimes it could be exactly 4 years from today, who knows? So what is this? 2024, 5, 6, 7, 8. So sometime in 2028, 2029, maybe. So that's when I see you, yes, making getting a job where you'll be getting paid $70,000 at least or more. I think it might even be more. Well, there's always other options, girl, but I don't see it happening any sooner. So I don't see it happening any sooner. I do see that you are going to keep your grind on. I don't think you're going to stop. I think you're going to continue working really, really hard. But it is going to feel like with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, I kind of feel like this is more like a relationship to, not necessarily to the universe, but almost just reaping what you have sown, in the sense where you're just like, wow, like I did my part, where I worked hard, I built good work ethic, and I went to school, got the education, got the work experience. And like, it seems like other people, like your higher up or your higher ups, or the universe in general, just didn't do their part in helping you reap what you have sown. And it's going to feel that way. And that is in the position of your challenge. Hi, Christina. Thank you so much for coming. But yeah, that's what I see for you. Like it's gonna feel that way during this time until we get this job. I see you feeling that way. Um, it's not paying off at all. I'm honestly ready to give up. You don't have to. You don't have to give up. Just because it's going to happen in 4 years doesn't mean you have to give up. See, exactly. That's what we're talking about right here. It's like you feel like you've done so much, and yet you feel like no one is like either your higher ups or the universe is just like they're not doing their part in giving you what you feel you deserve. But I mean, let's be a little realistic, and I don't mean to sound cynical, okay? Bear with me here. But Kiara, I mean, how many people are in your position where they have gone to school, they got all the credentials, they got the work experience, and they still don't get paid what they feel like they should be getting paid, regardless of what the average is or should be, right? You're not the only one in your situation. It's a global thing. And the cards are telling you right here, it's not going to change for you. It's not going to, it's not changing for a lot of people. So, I would even be okay with 60. Right. Well, I mean, if you want to go ahead and ask that question, we can see if you can find a job that you could get 60,000 for, maybe even sooner than 4 years from that, we can ask that, but we were asking specifically 70. And I see that in 4 years' time, and it will probably be a little bit more than that. I think it's going to be a little bit more than that. 47,000 is what recent graduates are making. LOL. Okay. So they're kind of treating you as entry level. Is that what you're saying? I see. Well, if you want to ask that question, it's a different range. Different money. 60,000. So. If you want to go ahead and send the payment, go for it for the 60,000. If you send the donation already, let me know in the comments. But I will have to ask that question after Gilda, because I think Gilda has already waited, I think like 30 minutes. All right, so Gilda, are we still here? But Kiara, you are more than welcome to go ahead and send a donation my way. You are more than welcome to do so. You can ask as many questions as you want. But I feel like Gilda has already waited like 30, 40 minutes now. So I like to give everybody their undivided time when I'm talking to them. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm rushing through all of y'all. So it's not your fault. I on purpose, take my time with all of you. And Gilda, I did see your payment right here on PayPal, I believe. So... and yes, Kiara, I did see that you sent a payment for 2 more just right now through Cash App. So thank you so much. So after I'm finished with Gilda, I will go ahead and do your 2 other questions, okay? I'm just waiting for PayPal to log me back in. And Gilda, whenever you're ready, go ahead and send your question. If you need an example of how to write your question, I have an example on the description on how, you would like to on how you can ask your question, okay? So I'm going to cleanse these cards now. What is going on? All right, I started talking with a man named John, Leo. And I wanted to know what will manifest soon about this connection. So, Gilda, can you let me know if your name is not Gilda? Let me know in the comments what your name is. Just your first name. You don't have to give me your full name. And your zodiac sign. I have John, Leo. I just wanted to know about you. Your name and zodiac sign, please. All right, so Gilda is a Scorpio, and Gilda wants to know about John, Leo. She wants to know what will happen in the near future. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a spread to see how things are going to be like from here on to the end of the year with you and Leo. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull cards from The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. So I hope you guys enjoy the images and the messages just as much as I hope I will. Let's see what the cards have to say for you. All right, let's see what the cards have to say for you, Gilda. All right. So, Gilda, tell me, is this someone you're dating? Is this someone you're interested in? Or is this a relationship? Is this your husband? Is this someone you're engaged with? Are you guys friends with benefits? Or is this someone Is this someone you're just simply interested in and want to know if something would manifest? What is your dynamic? Okay, so you guys are talking. All right, so there's something going on, you feel. Okay. So there's something more for sure because there's the talking. Okay, so we have Three of Swords. Someone here could have just gotten out of a relationship. I'm not so sure if it's you who just got out of a relationship or if it was him who just got out of a relationship. But I'm seeing either someone just got out of a relationship or someone is still very sensitive about a past relationship and is looking for a rebound. Okay, we met online on a dating app. Now, mind you, we are in Mercury retrograde, so remember that. So if you met this person during Mercury retrograde, we can meet people who are looking for rebounding. We can meet people who went through a breakup and they're looking for, a distraction. We will meet a lot of very hurt people during this time if they are new. The other thing is that we also meet people from our past, but that's irrelevant. But when it comes to stuff like this, if you met this person during Mercury retrograde, which started Monday, August 5th, the retrograde phase, then yeah, be careful. You might be dealing with somebody who's very sensitive right now, who's still very hurt, who's still kind of open to things with the previous partner. Okay, just letting you know. But I haven't seen the cards yet, but let's see what the cards have to say. I'm just giving you general knowledge of Mercury retrograde when it comes to frontal benefits or people that we meet online or people that we meet during this time. Can you let me know when you met this person online, and then also when did you meet this person in person? Okay, you met a week ago online, or you met a week ago in person? Okay, so you guys met a week ago online, and Saturday you guys met on a first date. Okay, sounds really good. Okay, so then that's a good thing. But now let's see the cards. Okay, so do I still think you're gonna be with him, even, or still entertaining something with him, and him entertaining you? Would you guys still be in each other's environment doing this whole shebang thing? Even leaving the year? I think so. I think you're still going to be dealing with him, but I think someone here I feel like you guys are still going to be dealing with each other. I think you guys are still going to be dealing with each other. I think this is going to last even after 2024. You guys are still going to be dealing with each other. I still see that. Big time. Be careful. There's going to be secrets. I have Seven of Swords and it's crowning the reading as well. That is not a good sign. But it is. But with Three of Swords right here in the bottom of the deck, we're dealing with someone who's very hurt. And then in the bottom of that, we have Nine of Swords. Ooh, somebody who's full of a lot of anxiety. Someone who just went through a very horrible ending that did with a relationship that, it wasn't even true love anyway. It wasn't even true love. It was really just obsession and infatuation, and they were probably just holding on to each other for all the wrong reasons. So let's say, for example, this was someone he lived with, right? This could be, maybe it was finances or the sex that, or just not wanting to do the whole shebang of starting over and starting anew and then dating again and moving out and just doing all of that. Like, point is, it wasn't they didn't stick around each other for the right reasons. They were bound to each other, and being bound to someone is not a good feeling. He said they broke up with each other. Yeah. See, there you go. I told you he just came out of a relationship. I told you. I knew it. I knew he just came out of a relationship. I knew it. And I don't care what he said about him being over it or whatever. I know he's very hurt. But I still think you're going to be with him after. Let me see what this deception is about, or these secrets, because it doesn't necessarily mean affairs. It doesn't mean any of that necessarily. So that's why I want to clarify for you. I don't want to scare you or anything, So let me see. Okay, so yeah, it might be cheating, or it might be him entertaining somebody else. With the Page of Cups, could even be a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces. Yeah, he is very hurt. Okay, so I see that so you know it. Okay, I wasn't sure if he lied about it or tried to make you believe that he was over it or anything. I wasn't sure about that. The cards didn't say whether he did or didn't, but I just wanted to make sure. If he did tell you that he was ready to move forward and blah blah blah, he's not. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that. Okay, so it's a thing that you know. Okay, so it's a thing you can see. You can see right through him. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. For some people, they just can't hide it. You can just smell it from them. Like, I've been there where you just go on a date, because I've done a lot of online dating, where you go on a date and you can just so tell, oh, he just broke up with someone. Like, he's not ready to move on. He's just trying to distract himself. He's not really here for me. He's not really interested in getting to know me. He's not even ready to get to know me. He's not really ready to get to know anyone, But from what I'm seeing right here, there could be, well, the cards are telling me that, even though you guys are on the talking stage and all, there is affection between you two. So I'm seeing the lovers. So even though you're saying you guys are talking and being friends, I feel like you're being a bit modest about it, and I feel like that could be the case. Let me see what you just said. I don't know if I should just let this go because it will be a waste of my time. Well, we can, if you want to pay for an additional question, I can ask that if this is a waste of your time. If this is not going to result in anything, and this is just going to be a lesson, because you don't want to deal with this. You don't want to waste a few years of your time and then end up disappointed. I'm sure you have better things to do. So you want to know if this is I can definitely ask if, he's just going to waste your time and not be a lifetime partner, or if he is, if that's what you want to ask next. But from what I'm seeing here, I pulled a card to see, what is this to him? Is this, is there an unspoken agreement here where you guys are exclusive? And so, I got the Lovers. So I really have a feeling that maybe there wasn't the specific talk between you two that you guys are exclusive and whatnot. But I feel like it's kind of like this unspoken knowledge between you two that if he talked to somebody else, it would be a big no-no to you. So I think there is still that understanding, and especially seeing this card, I think there is this unspoken knowing that he knows. I think he knows that you're very much into him and that you're interested. And especially with this card right here, it's almost even giving me the feeling that, okay, besides the fact that he knows and he sees it, he smells it off of you, that you are interested and you're bewitched by him. I'm joking. And I feel like this is also saying that he very well knows. He very well knows that if, hypothetically speaking, he crosses a boundary, or if he, for some reason, that, he does something that he's not supposed to, like entertaining a girl or trying to have sex with another girl or trying to keep his options open because technically there is no label, that would still be a no-no for you. He knows that shit will hit the fan. He knows, or at least he feels like he knows. Like he knows that that's not a boundary he should cross, but I see him crossing it anyway. And I do feel like it would probably be in the form of, again, entertaining someone or someone else in the picture. I do see one person, not multiple people, and it could most likely be a water sign. Okay, so you did say that to him, that this had to be exclusive. Okay, I think he gets that vibe from me. Yes, okay. So yes. Yeah, like I feel like there's that knowing, whether you guys had this conversation or not, that this has to be exclusive regardless of whether he is your boyfriend or not. Even if you didn't have this conversation, I feel like there's this knowing that he knows that if he did cross that line, there will be consequences. And I feel like even if he didn't say it, there was this knowing. I think that there's this way where there's this thing between the two of you where you guys can smell things off of each other. So I kind of see that. So I still feel like you guys are going to be dealing with each other for sure. I still even see this surviving even after 2024. But I do see other women, or another woman. Let me correct myself. I sent 10 for 2 more questions. Yes, I did see that. Okay, so go ahead and send your next question, and then we'll focus on the last question later. So what's your next question? Should this be something I need to cut off for it can be a waste of my time? Okay, so let me see if he will be a lifetime partner. And if obviously he's not the one for you, that you will most likely have a lifetime connection with or a lifetime relationship with till death parts you guys kind of deal, then obviously that would be a waste of your time, right? So let's see, would this be your lifetime? Would this person become your lifetime partner? So let's see, would John Leo, or is John Leo going to be Gilda's lifetime partner in this incarnation? All right, let's see what the cards have to say for you. All right, so we have Ace of Pentacles in reverse, 8 of Cups, 4 of Cups, the Lovers once again, Judgment in reverse, and also 10 of Wands in reverse. I feel like it's saying it's a 50-50 chance, leaning towards a no, because I feel like you will end up leaving anyway. I think you will leave, and I feel like because this relationship will require a lot of confrontation, a lot of self-realization, self-discovery, and confronting a lot of your inner demons and a lot of your flaws, if you know what I mean. but this will also require to correct him and for him to evolve as well. So it's gonna, I feel like this relationship would require a lot of constant work on yourself and a lot of constant work for himself. And I think it's just going to end up freaking you out. And you're going to see it as a lot of work. I don't think it's going to be impossible, but you're just going to throw your hands up. So I feel like you would have had the potential. I think the universe would have given you the opportunity to make this happen. But I think because it will require him to look at himself and do the work, and you as well. I feel like that's going to be a problem. I feel like that's going to just create a lot of conflict, a lot of interventions, and it's just going to feel like a vicious cycle. It's just going to, I can already see it. Like, it's going to feel like a vicious cycle, even though it's not. I mean, you guys are doing constant damage control, and I'm seeing that, but it just seems like with you both, that's just going to be the case. And I mean, if we're talking about, astrologically speaking, Gilda, you are a Scorpio and he is a Leo. We are dealing with two fixed signs for starters. Other than the fact that you guys are two different elements that are not compatible with each other. Fire and water. What happens when you have fire and water together? Gone with the wind. It sizzles in the wind. Vaporizes. Right? So someone here will eventually throw their hands up. I feel like it will most likely be you. And and again, going back to the astrological part of it, you're a water sign. You're probably going to be more compatible with a Scorpio like yourself, Cancer, a Pisces, a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. Those are your better chances. And for himself, he needs to be with a fire sign or an air sign. Right? And like I said, and you got the Lovers again. Like I said, you got the Lovers again. But I just feel like, even though the cards are telling me this, I just feel like someone here is still going to throw their hands up regardless of what I say. Someone here is going to give up. And I feel like it's you. I mean, it could be him. It could be him. The cards are not saying who it is. I feel like it's going to be you, though. Because it's going to feel like a lot of work. And I said this in my previous reading. A lot of people are afraid of doing their own work too, and it's not. It totally is easier said than done. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that I mastered that about myself. Believe me, I have a lot of work to do on my own. So and it's hard, and I acknowledge and empathize with you in that sense. That when we hear that with the cards, it's like, oh, well, how much more work do I need to do? And it's like, so I see that. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns. What do you think, Gilda? What do you think? Do you see anyone else that will come into my life with a romantic energy? Okay, so I'm going to see if there's going to be other potential romantic candidates, any other knight in shining armors out there, other people that will come your way, and you will have an opportunity to date them that will give you something for real, and that are available for the for real. Okay, so I'm going to ask, and if so, what time frame do we see that? So we're going to see if you will find true love, and if so, when do we see this true love, or when do we find this lifetime partner? When do we see Gilda, Scorpio, finally meeting her soon-to-be life partner. Like in the near future. I know you want it to happen in the near future. I'm just going to ask ever, okay? Ever. Because what if you don't find that person like tomorrow? I know you wanted it to happen like yesterday, but what if it doesn't? Okay? Yesterday already happened. So I'm just going to ask, when will you meet this person? Okay? I'm not going to give it a near future time frame or anything. Well, it's not going to even be that far off anyway. I'll give it like around a year and a half, even sooner than that. I do think you're going to be meeting people still. I do see that you might even keep your options open. And I think that, but I think that that's going to also be a challenge for you. You know what, girl? I'm done wasting my energy on these men. LMAO. Damn. Okay. Girl, I gave up on dating a long time ago. And honestly, ever since I gave up dating and I just focused on me, honestly, I've never been happier. If you want my honest opinion. And believe me, a lot of people are in that boat already. I mean, have you been on Instagram? But from what the cards are telling me right here for you is I do think you're going to try to keep your options open, but that might be a problem. I think you might find some people that you're interested along the way until you meet the real one. And I think it's going to be hard for you to still keep your options open, but still keep your options open until you intuitively know this is going to go somewhere. Not because you want it to go somewhere, something that you feel like, okay, yeah, I like this guy, but this one feels like it's going to go somewhere for sure. Okay. Keep your options open until then. And that might be a problem for you because I feel like what will happen, you might find interest in someone and then you go exclusive again. Lay your eggs in one basket. That's not going to help. That's not going to help you. But the cards are telling me here too, you still need to do a lot of healing. And also they want you to still prioritize. They still want you to prioritize your spiritual path. And part of that, along with that, you're going to have the healing and everything. But I also see that you're going to be working on your psychic intuitiveness. I don't know if that's something you've been dabbling in whether that's pendulums or reading palm or getting into astrology, just learning a little bit more about astrology or just any form of divination, reading bones, reading seashells, reading teas, or that's something you've thought about, then again, you are a Scorpio. We're ruled by the 8th house, which is the house of the occult and where Lucifer lives, apparently, according to mythology. And we're proud of that. And the house of Hades. And the cards are saying right here too that, yeah, that could, I feel like either that's something, whether that is something you have already started dabbling in, or that's just an interest you have right now but haven't dabbled in. Yes, I have been dabbling in tarot cards. There you go. That's what I mean. So that was what I was picking up too. So I'm saying you're going to be working on your third eye, your psychic intuitive self, working on that innate intelligence, working on trying to make that work for you. I see that that's going to be part of your spiritual journey along with the healing. And don't lose your focus on that. I feel like that's something you should focus on, but at the same time, I feel like you should just have fun. Have fun, keep dating. Don't take it seriously, but not too seriously. Find a balance with that. Find a balance with that. And I feel like when people have a little bit more fun with the dating, they attract people who want something more serious a lot more often. So if you learn how to find your balance with that, and that's something that I've seen happen, where like when you start taking dating seriously but not so serious at the same time, you're having fun with it, you're flirting, you're a little bit more carefree, that makes you more attractive. That also attracts people who want something serious with you. Years ago, I am 38. Okay, so that was something that you dabbled in before. Okay, well, this could be something that you might start dabbling in again, whether that's tarot cards or different form of divination or working with crystals, like scrying and stuff like that. Okay, and I see that being part of your spiritual journey along with the healing. Okay. So I see that you're going to dabble into your spirituality, not just divination, not just tarot cards or divination and fortune telling, but working on your path, your spiritual path as well, and the healing. I want to have a family at some point. Of course. But like I said, when you find that balance, taking it seriously, but not seriously at the same time, you become more attractive. People want that. People want a girl that's carefree and she's having fun. They're like, I want to be with that girl. She's fun to be with. She's not so rigid and just being like, I want kids. Like, okay. So does like a billion other women too. So, Yeah, I have a lot of karma to deal with. There you go. I love that you're very well aware of that. I don't know that for sure, but if it is true, then work on that. Past life energies, almost. Okay. Well, if that's something you ever want to read about, and that's ever something you want to do readings on, hey, I always say blessings in disguise. There are always blessings in disguise. If you see a delay in something that you want to see right now in your life, there's a reason for it. If you want that relationship right now, and I get it, you're 38, maybe there's a reason why. Because you haven't worked on your spiritual self. Maybe that was something you dabbled in before, divination and such, and you let it go. And now we gotta dabble back on our spiritual paths. We gotta now discover certain parts about ourselves. We now gotta evolve ourselves and work on ourselves, get to know ourselves better. Again, 8th house right here, the house of Lucifer. Great, so this person will come into my life at some point. I feel like this person will come around a year and a half, like I said. Okay? Does that make sense? But like I said, during this time, this is going to be a time of self-discovery and healing. And yes, you have to do the healing in order for the person to successfully work this relationship to work. Don't just ignore the healing part and ignore that and be like, okay, well, I don't got to do it because she said that, this person should be coming in a year and a half from now. So that should be like the beginning of 2027, or if I'm doing my math correct. And so I don't need to. Okay, let's not do that, Gilda. I'm not saying you are, but I haven't seen you here just yet. And I always reiterate to people who are new that, just because I give you an outcome doesn't mean you don't follow the advice. You have to follow the advice to see the outcome that you want to see. So yes, the healing is required. Yes, going back onto your spiritual journey is required. Yes, divination is required in order for you to have that person in your life within this time frame. If not, things can be delayed or it won't work out. Okay? And then if this is the one, like the cards are saying, we might not even have a chance until another window of time that we see in this lifetime or in another lifetime. Do you want that? Do you want to wait until your next incarnation? Until your next lifetime? Oh, I don't. It just depends on how forgiving your other partner is. I'm the kind of person, you fucked up with me, bye. Next lifetime. So, and he might be that kind of person. He might not be very forgiving, All right, so Gilda, do we have one more question? Are we done? Are we done already? Okay, yeah, you asked if it was going to be a waste of your time and if we saw somebody else. Yeah. I'm like you, not forgiving. No Scorpio is forgiving, girl. Let's correct that. No Scorpio is forgiving. No Scorpio. We're not different from any other Scorpio. We are not forgiving. If someone fucks up on us, it's like, bye. Who are you? Who? Jose who? Jason who? I don't know no Jason. I don't know no Michael. Well, some people don't deserve to be forgiven. You can, in the sense where like forgiving and forgetting, where you accept them back into your life and start over. Like, yeah, you can forgive them for yourself, right? You don't want to carry that poison with you, but like not forgive them to the extent where we allow them back into our lives. Some people don't deserve that. Yes, you know it. Perfect. Okay. So, Gilda, before I move to the next person, did you have any other questions for me? That's why with this fool, I'm dropping. See, I told you. Someone was going to end up throwing their hands up. I told you. What did I say in that reading with him? Someone here was going to throw their hands up. Regardless of what I said, someone here was going to throw their hands up, and I feel like it's you. And what did you just do? You threw your hands up. It's okay. At the end of the day, you'll find somebody else in a year and a half, given you do the work. Okay, girl? Gilda, I haven't seen you here maybe in a while or ever, but if you haven't, please subscribe. Please hit that bell notification button. Find me on Instagram. If you're here in California, please come to the Psychic Fair in Long Beach. Or if you're not, hey, you still have some time to see if you can make it. The tickets are free. There's free parking. Kids are free. There's food. And you will get to have tarot readings with me. in person and with other psychic tarot readers. There's going to be voodoo healers, there's going to be Reiki masters, there's going to be massage therapy, there's going to be candles, jewelry, crystals, you name it. It's a psychic fair. It's going to be a huge fair. If you're around, or if you have the availability to be around, I would love to see you there. Okay. If not, then you've been following me for 5 years now. That's amazing. I love that. I love my OG fans. You probably have seen me for when I was still called Indigo Mermaid, right? So yeah, my OG name, had to change it for some reasons, but yes, if you're in California, specifically in Southern California, and you can make it, or if you're not, but you still have the resources to come, I would love for you to come. Okay. You wish you could go. Oh my goodness, you're in Rhode Island. Oh, in the future, in the far future, I do hope to do psychic fairs and metaphysical events throughout the United States. That is my goal. Yes, Indigo Mermaid. Totally. Yes, that was back then. Well, I'm going to be live streaming almost every day. So you will catch me here every day, or at least almost every day. Lately, I've been having a few medical issues and stuff like that. At least this past year I have, but I'm trying. And, but yes, if you're interested in having any future questions, or if you want to just drop in chat, or you want to let us know how your progress is going in love and how the reading is resonating so far, you can always do that. Okay. Love you, girl. Alrighty. So, Kiara, are you still here? Kiara. Awesome, hon. Have a great night. It's 1 a.m. over here. Many blessings and much love to you. Namaste, Gilda. I hope to see you around, okay? I am going into entrepreneurship. I have a small body care and wellness business, and we'll be starting a children's nonprofit. Will I get approved for funding for my current body care business? Nice. And Kira, you're an Aquarius, right? Yes, that's right. Correct, right. All right, let's see. Actually, let's use Tarot 3D by Les Garabeo and David Corsi for you. I had enough of working for people. It's not leading to anything but misery. It's not what I want long term. I'm about 3 to 4 years. I plan to be a full entrepreneur, not working for anyone. Okay. So you're saying you're okay with leaving the healthcare? Is that what you're saying? Leaving the healthcare industry, and you really want that, or is that more of a thing where you're only letting it go because it's not giving you what you want? What is it, or both? Because I want to know if you're only leaving the healthcare industry simply because it's not enough or it hasn't given you what you wanted already, or if it's a thing where that was never something you felt very passionate about. You feel like your calling is something else. Yes, and go into working for myself. Oh, and got into working for myself. Okay, so you're really into it. Okay, so you're just really into it. You like the idea of working for yourself and all of it, and at the same time, you're not feeling it. You're not feeling the industry. You don't like the industry, and at the same time, you really like the idea of working for yourself. You like the idea. It feels good. Okay. So let's see if you will get approved for a loan or something like that. I'm passionate. I've been putting my all into it, but it's not giving. So I want to use all my skills for myself. Okay, so never mind. Okay, so it's more of a thing where you're really disappointed. You would have stayed, but you're just disappointed. Okay, you're kind of... Okay. All right, so let's see. Will you get approved? I don't think so. I don't think so. And crowning the reading, you have Justice in reverse. So yeah, I think it's a big no. I don't think so. And the cards are saying right here that I feel like that's going to be kind of like, like it's going to be so, not only is it going to be frustrating, but I feel like it's going to add to the healing. I feel like it's going to cause so much hurt that you're just going to be like, why? You might find someone that's going to help you with the money. Could be someone you don't know, but could be someone that might help you with money. Could be. And I do get the feeling that it might not be a relative, but it could be. Just point is that from what I'm understanding right here, I don't think so. It's definitely going to feel like it's unfair. It's going to add to, just another thing as to what you need to heal from. And it's going to hurt you. It's going to bruise you. It's going to really hurt you. Like, I feel like it's not just annoying. I don't see that it's just annoying or frustrating. I see that it's really going to hurt. Like, this is just going to hurt. Yeah, I see it taking off, but maybe like an investor or partner or somebody just helping. Yeah, seeing this card right here as far as the outcome, I do feel like it's someone that you will, either it's an investor or partner, I'm not sure. The feeling more that I got was someone more like giving you the money rather than someone working with you. Could be an investor, but I just feel like someone who will just give you the money, help you. And like I said, it doesn't feel like it's a relative. It just feels like, and it could be a man. It could be a man, an older man. Yeah, I just need the money. And weren't we just talking about that in your earlier reading, in the live stream, where it seems like you have all these great ideas and you could be so successful. I think you would have taken off a long time ago if only you had the money for a lot of things. Didn't we just say that in earlier for you? So man, it's horrible. I know. Life is hard. Life is tough. Life is tough for a lot of people. Some people get it so easy. Some people don't. Some people really don't. Alrighty. So, what did you want to ask for your last question, my dear? Yeah, I have so much, but I had a lot of people trying to stunt my growth and block things for me. Yeah, it just seems like that seems like a recurring theme. If it's not one thing or it's another. Have you ever gotten into voodoo, Kiara? Because I think that would probably help you. I'm not saying like, do any work or anything. I mean, if you want, you can. But I feel like maybe that path might be a good path for you. And let me explain why. Usually people who suffer from things like that, and I'm saying it from experience, you could be ruled by Elegua. Can you close it for me? Your head could be ruled by Elegua. And this is a voodoo god that usually does this to the people that he wants to worship him. That should be, according to voodoo, dedicating their worship, their practice towards him. So if you're open to it, and I think you should, if you want my honest opinion, do my research on voodoo and Elegua. I wouldn't, since you're still learning, I wouldn't pay anyone to do anything for you. Okay. But if I were you, get into voodoo, and the reason why I say that is because, and I think that would really be a big factor for your spiritual growth as well. Learn about Elegua, because he tends to do that to the people that should be, according to voodoo, his devotees. He tends to put blockages on your path. But there's a reason for it, and the more you get into voodoo, it's the more interesting that it is. Let's see right here. Not to be a Debbie Downer, LOL, but I hate that I have to talk about how unfair things have been, because I feel like opportunities are always endless, but the door constantly gets slammed on my face. I believe you, girl. I believe you, girl. I believe you, girl. That's why I'm really suggesting the voodoo thing, and a lot of people are not very open to it. And I don't understand why. It's got this really horrible stigma, but it's actually not that bad. And I feel like a lot of it is really Hollywood, and just a lot of things that, Christian believers and people who are in the Christian-ish faith, and I'm saying Lutherans, Protestants, all of those faiths, Catholics, all of them just have built this stigma throughout millennia about voodoo that's really not true. Right. So you said, no, I don't do voodoo, but I do light candles for protection and peace. I do spiritual baths, but I have no knowledge of voodoo. I always thought it was dark. It's not. Again, there's just always been this thing where like it's a new age path, just like Wicca, just like everything. It's just the thing about voodoo, it's just been so demonized that is all people that the general people know or think of it as. But really, it's really BS. It's really all Hollywood. It's all really what people say it is. But it's really just another new age path. And I feel like and it's not dark, okay? But I feel like since you're learning, I suggest you learn right now, and don't, because I'm worried that you might try to come across a scammer or something like that. So if I were you, I would focus on the learning, or if you want to learn, try to go to Meetup, the app Meetup, and try to find new age groups around you that don't charge, or that they charge like maybe like $1 a month membership to be part of a club, like a new age club or a voodoo club. you know, so you get to learn from other people or people who want to learn too. I would do that. And sometimes there are virtual groups where you get to just join other new agers and you guys just have talks and stuff like that. And, you know, I've had water spirits come into me in dreams, but I've got spooked and woken up. See, this is what I'm trying to say. I really do think you're a spiritual person. We need you to work on yourself, okay, girl? We need you to work on yourself. We need you to back in your spiritual journey. I'm really suggesting the voodoo for you, especially since you're seeing constant blocks. I was hesitating saying anything about voodoo earlier because I already know the stigma of it, but I know enough to know that it's not what people say. And it's not black magic or dark or whatever, you know. Black magic is such a, I hate that terminology, black magic, because it's just like, damn, like, you know, because like people don't even know what it is, and then they already consider all of New Age and divination black magic anyway. So people don't even know. Like, I feel like black magic it's not even a word. So yeah, I'm spiritual, but I can't even do that if I don't have my own place. I'm not saying you have to practice anything. All I'm saying, you can read up on it. And like I said, you know, if you join these meetup groups, a lot of these people will meet up at metaphysical shops or at botanicas, or like I said, Zoom meetings. And I also want to reiterate the fact that because you're Aquarius, I trust you in voodoo. That you're not going to disappoint me or just have like maybe fall under the wrong, maybe, you know, a scammer or scam artist or anything like that. You know, I trust that, you know, you're not going to fall into the wrong hands, and you'll make wise choices as far as like right mentors for you. I need to do some spiritual cleaning from, actually, I may do it today. Yeah, I'm not discouraging the cleanings. I'm saying learn about the religion of voodoo. Okay? Learn about it. And I say, I think you should make it your religion. I mean, you could ignore my advice, but I think because I see that you've brought up that just throughout your life, you just seem to keep experiencing constant blocks whether it's people getting in your way and not wanting that for you, whether it's jealousy or thinking or not believing that you should do that, or, you know, like parents and stuff, they tend to do that, or whatever. Or the fact that you just don't have the money or the resources to get what you want, right? So High Priestess, I think we have one more question for you, right? You mean in California? Is that what you're trying to ask? Because we did ask that you might find something in Pennsylvania about a year and a half-ish from now, right? So we did talk about that already. Or do you want to ask about California, since that seems to be an area you had been interested, even as far as like even studying? Okay, so I'm guessing I'm confusing you. Okay, you said 4 years. We said 4 years. Okay. Okay, so you want to look into Cali. Okay, so we can talk about Cali. Once you start job searching again in Cali after the retrograde, you want to know, once you start doing the research after the retrograde, hypothetically speaking, when do you see you getting a job, right? A job that you'll get hired for, right? Is that what you want to ask? I know my resume is solid because I've had an interview already, but I guess I just feel like I need a reset before I start researching again. Just look at your resume. Maybe there's something you're missing. Maybe there's something you could have done better. Like I said, just or maybe I don't know. Again, there's a reason why this happens. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ask. After the retrograde, when do we see you getting hired in California? Given the fact that you don't disappoint me, and also throw your hands up on this one either. Okay, we're also hypothetically speaking that you keep trying and you're diligent and dedicated. Okay, remember that. So we have the Tower, the High Priestess in reverse, the Empress, the Star in reverse, the Hermit, and also the Sun in reverse. And we have in the bottom of the deck Judgment. So I have a 50-50 chance right here, also with Judgment right here. I do think you will find a job in California. I think you could even find this job if you are diligent with it in 2025. If you want to get this job this year, I would try to get this job. You could probably see if you can I see a window of time around September, late August, September. I see a time frame of you being able to get a job around that time in California. I'm also seeing about 9 months from now, so probably in the beginning of 2025, probably a window of opportunity right there too. But I see that happening. I definitely see it happening. I do think you could find a job, definitely, in California. Remember, I didn't put any any salary range or any of that, but I think I'm sure you have your standards of what you're looking for. So I've been trying to give myself until the end of the year. Okay. Again, this is given the fact you don't throw your hands up, in this situation as well. This is hypothetically speaking, you're diligent and you don't give up on the idea and you try, okay? Yeah, the areas I'm at is just blah. Nothing is happening here. No worries. I've never been to Pennsylvania, but I hear it's really green. I hear it's really beautiful. I used to have a client who moved to California. Now he lives in Maine, but he was originally born and raised in Pennsylvania. And then he lived here for a few years. And then now he lives in Maine because his daughter lives in Maine and she has a kid now. And he wants to be around his daughter and his grandchild. So, yeah. What can I expect coming for the next 2 months? Regarding what? Do you just want a general reading? Is that what you want? What I used to do for my monthly videos? Is that what you want? But just a personalized one for you? Is that what you're looking for? General, I do wish I met genuine people such as friends and people I'm meant to be spiritually connected to instead of snakes. I've separated myself from everyone, so now I'm alone. Sometimes that happens, but sometimes that is a spiritual sign that that the universe wants us to work on our spiritual journey. It separates us from everyone. I'm ready to move forward, though, in my relationships with people, career, love, etc. I think what you need to do is you need to hop on Meetup. Get that app, Meetup. I'm going to type it right here. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Oh, gosh. Always. There you go. Meetup. So let's get that Meetup app. Get yourself involved in these new age groups, okay? It's tough though because you can do everything alone. Yeah, exactly. There's a reason why. Remember, there's always a reason for everything. Why the universe separates you from everyone, why it took all those people away, why you don't have anyone right now, and why you don't have any close or not that many close connections. Okay, though. All right, so let's go ahead and do a general reading. So we do have judgment. And judgment to me talks to me about lessons and karma. You did talk about karma and learning lessons about that. And I feel like your karma really has a lot to do with becoming a better, more evolved version of yourself. But your challenge here is that there are certain things you refuse to realize or refuse to accept that there needs to be changes for. And you know what those things are. And the reason why is because you're an Aquarius. We do have the Aquarius card. And, you are a fixed sign. So it's telling me you're just being an Aquarius. And being a fixed sign, I can even say this for myself. I am a fixed sign. I'm a Scorpio. That, we have the hardest when it comes to karma sometimes because we're stubborn. That's what being fixed means. Being fixed means that you're stubborn, and sometimes seeing these things and seeing what needs to be changed, especially things you just don't want to change, that need to be changed, you're just being an Aquarius. Okay? Just remember that. Stop being an Aquarius. Okay? So, cards are telling me, again, they're talking about this thing about you, about becoming more intuitive and working on your spiritual path. And as a matter of fact, I think you working on your spiritual path, most specifically divination, tarot cards and such and all that. This is telling me right here that you will feel good. I think this would even be a good icebreaker on how to make friends, on how to connect better with people. And as a matter of fact, I think you might even find others respecting you, treating you better. So it seems like once, so it could be a thing where, like, hypothetically speaking, you learn how to read palm. You learn how to do palm readings. And then let's just say you get, hypothetically speaking, you start hanging out with a new age group on Meetup, right? Giving you follow my advice. And the cards are telling me right here that this could be a thing where you'll not only make friends, but people will honor you and respect you, and I can totally see that, because I've noticed that when people get to know a tarot reader or someone who practices divination by profession, or someone who's just really good at it, people just tend to see you differently, and they happen to treat you with some sense of respect for some reason. I can even say that from experience myself. So even before I started doing this as a profession, I was already reading for a few years, but I would just read for friends and stuff, because I am a true pagan. I am pagan inside and out. And my friends would sometimes call me and be like, hey, I'm dealing with this asshole, and I would go and do a reading, and then one day I was just like, I'm so good at it, I need to sell this shit. And then that's when I made my channel. And so I can really say from experience, I wouldn't be surprised if not only would you make friends, but people would respect you. And I think it would feel like, finally, people aren't going to treat me like shit, So I see people actually treating you nicely. So as a matter of fact, the cards are telling me here, there are certain things that I feel like you will refuse to change about yourself. Nevertheless, I do feel like people have this viewpoint about you that you're very ambitious. You're very ambitious, and that you're very good at doing that stuff, okay? Yeah, maybe I just need to meet new people and leave all these people around me in the past, of course. Hopes and fears, we do have right here temperance. This is telling me right here, we fear the healing. We fear dealing with all that sensitive, icky, gooey stuff, So all the more sensitive stuff when it comes to the healing process, it seems like. And it is telling me here, we leave the reading with the Magician. So it is telling me right here, you would feel very abundant. You would feel very abundant after all of this. I do think you would feel very good about yourself. I see you feeling very abundant, like anything is possible. Like once I feel like your social life and your social status changes and you meet cool friends and friends who like you and respect you because they think you're so cool because you read palm readings. And again, this is me using that example, right? That hypothetical example. I'm not saying you're actually going to go read palm. It could be reading pendulums. It could be reading tea leaves. It could be, you doing a course on Reiki, whatever, or you just become really good at voodoo, and you decide to go under someone's wing and probably become a voodoo priestess. Those people make good money. And let's just say you start meeting some people who are new agers just like you, who are just as hippie as you are, and they'll probably respect you for it. Okay. Alrighty, High Priestess. Any more questions for you? Okay. Do you have any more questions for me? All right, High Priestess, thank you so much. Hi, Albatross. All she got to do is say hi. Whoever it is. If you are Albatross's friend, all you got to do is comment. All right, guys, I'm just going to wait 5 more minutes for any last minute readers, okay? I was about to leave already, but we have one person who wants to come in, so I'm going to give her about 5 minutes to come in. If not, I'm going to just take a brief break and I'm going to come back later today. Hi there, G-Ram. It has been a very long time. I'm not surprised you show up during Mercury retrograde, though. How are you? How has life been, my little Libra? Oh shit, this whole time I was talking on mute. So sorry. I was saying I was taking off the announcement because it's not like you live in California. Anyway, I'm doing an in-person event where I'm doing meet and greets, and I'm also doing tarot readings for a psychic fair here in Southern California. So I'm gonna remove that because I'm sure you're not in California. So but it's nice to see you around, and nice to see you, G-Ram. Nice to see you here. It's been a while. I was missing you a little bit. So let's see. General reading. I see that work has been a thing for you. You have been working. You possibly either have been working a lot or you've just been very dedicated to work. That's just been your priority, just working for yourself. Okay, so you want a general reading for August. This is what I'm going to do for you. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, so first card up, we have Judgment reversed. We have Justice, the Magician reversed, the Hermit, the Star reversed. We have the World in reverse. Actually, boom, boom. And then we have the Moon in reverse. We have the Emperor, Death. Last but not least, we have the Fool. In the bottom of the deck, you have the Chariot once again. Chariot flew out while I was shuffling. That's why I mentioned earlier I see a lot of dedication with work or just working a lot, or both. maybe you're working a lot and also dedicated. So, and that's just been your focus, and that's just been your drive. That's just been your thing right now, your thing. It is telling me right here we're not learning lessons, though. We're not learning lessons. It also makes me feel like we're not listening to our intuition, because you're kind of losing your drive. You're losing your intuition. You're losing your motivation. Sorry. You're losing your motivation. You're losing your drive. Yeah, I work the night shift until December. I get out at 11. And I get home around midnight. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, I see. So over there, it's probably almost 1 a.m. then. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to start doing more night shows for you. Okay. Until December, which is something that I have thought about, and I was telling my people here that I'm just going to take a break. I made some food earlier. I'm going to eat again, stuff my face again. And, from there, I'll probably come back later in the evening, if you're still awake, of course. Later in the early AMs, just because I just feel like I really like it here. I really like being here on YouTube. What can I say? YouTube is my home. I love this virtual home I got going on right here. It makes me feel real good, But the point is that from what I'm seeing is that you kind of just want a bit of balance. You want a little bit of balance right here. And it also seems like you kind of want it just seems like right here that you kind of want like some clarity. Cards are telling me you want clarity. You kind of want to know, well, what do I do from here? That's kind of what the cards are telling me right here. But it seems like the people around you, though, kind of view you like, well, you kind of have it all together. You have it all. That's so funny. Like the people around you, they kind of view you as the emperor, someone who has it all, someone who's established, someone who's got their own place, their own money, everything. But yet you're over here trying to figure out what your purpose is in life. You want something here to be revealed to you. It's almost 2 a.m. Oh, that's right. I did my math wrong. I'm always doing my math wrong. And from what I'm understanding right here, though, at the same time, you fear leaving your job. You fear leaving your job. You want balance in your life. I think you want clarity as far as like, what is it you should be doing in your life? What is your true path? Is this your path? But at the same time, you fear leaving. You wonder if that even is a choice. Or would you even be safe and comfortable like you are if you left? And focused on whatever dream you have. And if there is a dream right now or something comes up in the future, I don't know. Cards don't tell me that. And that's not what I asked. But it is telling me that this is going to be a thought that will be coming across your head. So this isn't going to be just something that you're going to think of right now, and then once you forget about it, bye. You'll get over it. No, this is going to be something that will be crossing your mind from time to time until you do something about it. Until you jump. Until you actually see for yourself if the grass is greener on the other side or not. Sooner than later, in the near future, you won't be afraid to jump the hurdle, to bite the apple. So how do you feel about that reading? How do you feel about that reading? JRM, are you here? That makes sense. Okay. Do you feel like that's something you've been struggling with, trying to figure out, if I feel secure in this job, but I don't love it? I see. Yes. And maybe that's why you feel called upon to see, well, what is your purpose? Is this really it? But same time, who loves work? I do. I love what I do for you guys. It is possible, okay, G-Ram? I'm sure, I know Libras can be a little cynical a little bit. So let me just, earth to G-Ram. Some people do like their job. Some people do like what they do. There's nothing I hate about what I do for you guys. So it is possible for you to love your job. Totally. But I understand, you come from a Hispanic culture. I come from a Hispanic culture. And we were just conditioned to believe that a job is just something you do, and a job is something you have and something you just don't complain about. It's just something you do because that's just part of life. And most of the time it's going to suck. And we are conditioned to believe that work is going to suck. And, but you just got to do it anyway, knowing that you're Hispanic, I'm Hispanic. That's just how it is, and even for other cultures too, not just Hispanic cultures, where especially minority groups where we're conditioned to believe, or people just from lower social classes, we've just been conditioned to believe for generations, that work is work. You're not going to like it. You're not going to like who you work with. That's just fucking life. And that's not always true. Okay. But I love that this is coming up for you, because that is spirit. That is the universe wanting to tell you, hey, let's do something about it, And while you figure that out, you could still be working there. It is transit. It's hectic. People are crazy sometimes. I totally know, dude. I've been using buses and rails and all that. I live in LA, or used to live in LA. I grew up in LA, born and raised. I've done the whole rails and trains and Amtrak and Metrolink and all of it. I did it all. I did buses. I know. A lot of people here too. And I can only imagine working there. I'm sure not only is it energy consuming, but I'm sure just also emotionally draining, just dealing with the hecticness, dealing with the noise, dealing with the people, especially the people who are just uncooperative and just being disgusting and vulgar for no reason. Oh my God. I can only I can only just imagine the things you deal with on a daily basis. But if you have other questions for me, G-Ram, do let me know. If you want to go ahead and send a payment for another one, I will go ahead and read for you after Chris Cortez here, or Chris CTS. Okay? If not, hey, I understand you're probably tired. It's 2 a.m. you said? You're probably really tired. I wouldn't be surprised if you decide to go to sleep or something. So, but yeah, if you want to stick around, you can totally stick around, whether it's for a question or just a chat. You're more than welcome to stick around, okay? It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a while. I was wondering, what happened to my friend? Did he get assassinated? Did someone chop him up into pieces and left him all over New York? What happened to my friend? I just made a donation via Cash App for 2 questions. Yes, I did see that. Thank you so much, Chris. So Whenever you're ready, go ahead and submit your questions, okay? Guys, I was about to call it a night. You guys come and get all these readings at the last minute, but you know, it's all right. It's all right. There's a reason why I do this for a living. Y'all need me. Y'all need me. All right, I'm already ruining my hair. I'm just like, oh. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's do this. All right, so you are a Scorpio. He, tell me his name, is a Gemini. Will he reach out to me? That's the first question. Will we end up in a relationship? That's going to be question number 2. All right, let's go ahead and actually, which card? Okay, let's see. I'm going to use the Dark Fairy Tale Tarot by Lo Scarabeo, okay? Steve. Okay, so Steve is a Gemini. You, my friend. Can you give me your first name? Is it Chris? Is your first name Chris? What's your name, my friend? I know you've been here before. I do recognize your name on the Cash App, and I do recognize your username here on YouTube. I just can't remember what was your name. Is it Chris? So I know I've seen you here before. I know that for sure. Just trying to remember. For some reason, nothing's coming up. God, man, look at all these cards that flew out. I want to talk to you. I definitely want to talk to you. Yes, Chris. Okay, so Chris is a Scorpio. Steve is a Gemini. So let's see. Will he reach out to me? I wouldn't be surprised if he does, actually. It is Mercury retrograde, so don't be surprised if he does. So if you do see a yes, not only do I really see it happening, but and it would make sense, but it is Mercury retrograde. It's a very common thing to see. I always end up with Geminis. Really? You know, I've heard that once by one other Scorpio that they always, every time they end up like crushing over someone or they end up like in a relationship, that it was always with a Gemini. They just never really, they never did it on purpose, but for some reason, every person they liked was a Gemini. So you're not the only one. I've met one other Scorpio who's told me the same thing. So I never dated a Gemini. So I don't know. Is it that great? Are they really that addicting? Do let me know. Like, do let me know. Rate them for me. 1 to 5 stars. Do you give them 5 stars, 4 stars, 1 star, half a star? All right, so in the bottom of the deck, I have 8 of Pentacles, and we have Queen of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, the Hierophant in reverse, 6 of Swords reversed, 2 of Wands reversed, and we have the 2 of Cups. We had an argument on Monday, which makes sense because that's another thing about Mercury retrograde. It's more common to see ourselves bump heads with people during Mercury retrograde. So this is a time where we are required to be super extra with our super extra careful with our words, with our choices of words, with our terminology, because people are going to be taking things the wrong way very, very, very easily during Mercury retrograde. And they're so much fun, for real, right? You give them 10 stars. You must be very addicted to a Gemini. I must have to try them for myself, and I'll rate them for you. I'll let you know what I think. But from what the cards are telling me right here, okay, is that I do think he's going to reach out. So to answer your question, I do think he's going to reach out for sure. I do. So your answer is yes. Will he reach out to you? I do think so. To answer your second question, will you guys end up in a relationship? So let's see. Will Chris, Scorpio, and Steve, Gemini, end up in a committed relationship? Will Chris, Scorpio, and Steve, Gemini, end up in a committed relationship? All right, so we have in the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Pentacles, and for your spread, we have, so we have Page of Cups, 4 of Wands in reverse, Strength. I'm so blind. 5 of Swords in reverse, the Emperor, and also the Knight of Swords in reverse. It's giving me a 50-50 chance, leaning towards a yes. So it's a 50-50 chance. And it could be leaning more towards a yes, but I feel like someone here is, I feel like two people, we're dealing with two very, very, very independent people. You are very independent, especially financially. But at the same time, I feel like you're also dealing with someone who is very independent, but also I feel like he's got some old-fashioned values that I feel like you're a little too new school for him. He's a little too old school. He's like living in 1942. Okay, this guy, his beliefs, okay, he's not. I feel like you're 2024 here. Okay, you are 2024. This guy's, when I see this card, this basically is the archetype of the old-fashioned father husband, the authoritarian figure. He could be a misogynist. He could be someone who believes in gender roles, that you need to stay in your place. Okay, he's that kind of guy. Okay, he might not show those signs right now. Okay, because he knows that that's not sexy. Okay, but he still believes in this anyway. So you're dealing with someone who's misogynistic in nature, someone who believes in gender roles, and I feel like you're too new school for that. I feel like you're too new school for that. You're too independent, most especially financially. I think you guys would just end up breaking up. I think if you decide to move forward with him, I do think marriage would even be possible, but there would even be a divorce. I would feel like it's just going to end. I feel like it's just going to end. You know? Yes. Yes, what? Yes, what? But only when it's convenient to him. Though he doesn't believe in being a boyfriend or girlfriend, straight to marriage. Yeah, like I feel like he's got just some weird beliefs. Like I feel like he's just got some like really weird just philosophies and beliefs that I wouldn't be surprised if like there are times where you sit next to him and you're just like, dude. You know? He has an old soul, but I wouldn't call it necessarily an old soul. I would just really call him old-fashioned. Really. Just plain old-fashioned, old school. I wouldn't say an old soul. You would be giving him too much credit, because an old soul really is someone who is wise, someone who is just so deep and introspective, you know. Basically, the ball is in my court. I know. I mean, I didn't really see that necessarily. The cards are just really telling me that it can really go either way. It's really up to you. I just feel like later down on the line, I think it would still end. And I feel like it could even reach until marriage, but it would end in divorce. Because I got 4 of Wands in reverse. And 4 of Wands talks about building something with someone, even building a home with someone. So I wouldn't be surprised if you go as far as to, even hypothetically speaking, if you decide to push it as far as you want. Best case scenario would be you guys would get married, but then it would end in divorce. So I do see that being this does have that opportunity. This does have that option. That is in the air for you guys. That's in the cards for you guys, so to speak. And but it would end in divorce. And the challenge position was the emperor. Why is he the challenge? Because you're going to be dealing with someone who's old-fashioned, someone who is an authoritarian figure, someone who believes that he is the law. You know, do you really want to be with someone like that? I would rather be single at that point. I am available for private readings. Yes, yes, yes. My website is mermaidoracle.com. And that is always an option. Also, if you are in Southern California, I am doing in-person readings. I hope you are in Southern California. I'm going to be doing the Psychic Fair on August 17th and 18th. That's Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be at the Golden Sails Hotel. It's going to be on the first floor. And if you register early, they are free tickets, free parking, kids are free, and there is food. Okay? Are you in Southern California? Or are you in California? If you're not, well, I mean, you still have the option of going to my website. We can do a private reading, especially if you want something more private. You don't want all your business out there. You know, some people don't even care. They're just like, yeah, go ahead. You know, give my business out there, you know, but some people, you know, want to talk a little bit more about, you know, a little bit more personal things, or, you know, and you have that option of getting a private reading with me. It could be through a Zoom meeting. It could be through phone call, or we can also do like audio recording readings if that's, it is a cheaper option, but it's still private. And yeah, for sure. All right, Chris, do you have any other questions for me? Or do you want me to clarify anything with what I had just said or seen in your cards in this last reading right now? Let me know. Chris, do you have any other questions for me? Haha, you're great. Thank you so much. I will absolutely schedule a private reading. No more questions. Thank you. You're welcome. Yes, just go to my website, mermaidoracle.com. That was always an option. Sorry if I've never mentioned it before. I usually do. So if I never mentioned it with you, that was always an option. Yes, totally. I do private readings, and I hope to hear from you soon. Go to my website. Namaste. Good night. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to say good night to everybody. Look at my eyes, guys. I'm freaking tired. It's almost midnight here. So good night, guys. Take care. Blessed be. Namaste. And I will see you guys in a little bit or tomorrow. Bye.